What is a Conex box? What is a shipping container? And what is a storage container? 3 terms, mostly the same product, but with some distinct differences. Conex box is basically a heavy-duty steel container. These are used for transport of goods globally throughout the entire world. These are shipped via cargo ships, semi-trucks, and trains. These are used, they have a standard size of 20 foot and 40 foot and are used in several different applications. Like I said, they are used to transport goods globally, but once they're over into the United States, they are used for residential use, retail use, and construction use. There are companies like SiteBox Storage that do convert them into office space, but there are companies that build them into homes as well. For the most part, we do use them for construction sites and residential use. There are several different ways to describe a shipping container. People call them Conex boxes, dry van containers, shipping containers, and storage containers. They are all interchangeably used. The industry uses terms like shipping container and storage container interchangeably. For the most part, this kind of comes from the industry that they are in. A lot of times when I see a retail customer, they will use the term dry van container. If I see someone in the construction industry, a lot of times I see them use the word Conex or shipping container. We like to use storage container at SiteBox Storage, but all of our salespeople are very versed in all of the terms that we hear on a day-to-day basis. So you can really use either term and we will be able to help you and fit your needs. If you're wondering what term to use when you're renting or buying a container, you're more than welcome to use shipping container or storage container. When you're renting a container, the first thing I would think about is what you're wanting to store in the unit. If you're looking to store, like for example, 20-foot rebar or 20-foot pipe, you would need a 40-foot container to fit this based on the interior dimensions. If you're looking to buy a container, one of the first questions that your salesperson will ask you is if you're looking for a 20-foot or 40-foot container, if height makes a difference. So on 40-foot containers, you'll have a standard container or a high cube container, which will give you an extra foot of headway clearance. The next question they're going to ask is if you're looking for a cargo-worthy unit or a one-trip unit. Cargo-worthy is going to be 15 to 20 years old, as a one-trip is going to be it's going to be used once, and that's going to be from getting products from one location to the next. You might have heard the term intermodal container. Yes, that's the same thing as a shipping container or a storage container. It's more of a logistics term, meaning that the container is moved globally. A shipping container can also be called an ISO container. ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. This means that these containers need to be built under strict guidelines, including the construction materials, durability, and size and weight capacities. The typical dimensions of a shipping container is going to be 20 foot by 8 foot or 40 foot by 8 foot. The height can change between 8.5 foot tall and 9.5 foot tall, but they do have to stay within these dimensions. There are some changes to these dimensions, but it is on very, very special circumstances. ISO containers also have what are called corner castings. Corner castings are going to help at the ports for loading and unloading the containers from the shipping barges. The typical way of unloading these containers is via crane, which is what the corner castings are for. If the shipping container meets the ISO standard, there is going to be a CSC plate on every single shipping container produced. This is going to certify that the container is certified to ship globally. One-trip containers, the CSC plates are going to be good for 5 years. If you have a cargo-worthy unit that needs to ship globally, this CSC plate will need to be updated every year, and it has to be done by a trained professional.